This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
Starting off the new year with a new problem. A St. Louis County man says his car was hit by a random bullet early this morning, and he's pointing his fingers at celebratory gunfire. Thank you for joining us. I'm Holden Kerwicki. Kay Quinn has the day off. Our Justina Coronel spoke to that man earlier today. She joins us now in the newsroom with reaction. Justina, what can you tell us about what happened?
Yeah, well, Holden, William Mason and his wife were at the River City Casino in St. Louis County to ring in the new year. He said he parked his car outside the casino shortly before 11 and celebrated the start of 2024 inside. Mason said while inside the casino, they could hear fireworks and gunshots going off in the area outside when the clock struck midnight. He said after winning some money, they left around 1:30, and when his wife got in the car, she immediately saw the windshield damage. There was a bullet wedged into the window with spider cracks. Now, Mason believes it was a result of people shooting guns to celebrate, and his car felt the impact. Now he plans to pay out of pocket, and it could cost him around $500. However, he's thankful for their safety.
I'm very grateful we were not in the car. That's the main thing, because I don't know, it might have penetrated their windshield and hit her or me or whatever. So I'm just grateful that we're alive and well.
He did finish our interview with a message. Mason said if you're going to celebrate, avoid shooting guns in the air. He worries those bullets could hit someone in the future.
Justina, thank you. Someone shot out one of the windows at a firehouse in Cahokia Heights. This happened at the Camp Jackson Fire Protection District building on Camp Jackson Road. Firefighters say a bullet whizzed through a garage door window just as someone walked away from it. Thankfully, no one was hurt and no other part of the building was damaged. Right now, firefighters think the bullet was part of celebratory New Year's Eve gunfire. A chilly start to the new year, and we're joining our chief meteorologist, Scott Connell, for the first 4 o'clock weather first forecast of the year. And Scott, it's a chilly one out there.
It is. Temperatures have struggled today because we haven't had much in the way of sunshine around St. Louis. Without the sunshine, temperatures just not warming up that much across the region. There are encouraging signs that tomorrow will be a little bit brighter, but getting these clouds out of here is a process here as we're working our way through this evening. Right now, looking out into St. Charles, you basically have good travel weather across the bi-state region. I guess clouds kind of limits the sun glare, so that I guess works in our favor. Traffic's rolling right along on 70. Roads are mainly dry across the region. By the way, there's some Christmas trees that were left over at the Kirkwood Farmers Market. Just think, in about 2 full months, we'll be looking at, fresh things to plant in the garden at the farmers market. By the way, if you have a live tree or had a live tree that you want to recycle, just visit ksdk.com. You'll get that list of all the locations around the St. Louis area where you can drop off those live Christmas trees for recycling. Back edge of the clouds coming in from the west now into mid parts of Missouri. Probably a decent sunset off to the west of town here as we head into this evening, but it's cold for all of us. We're in the low to mid 30s right now. Temperatures are not going to warm a whole lot for the rest of the day without any sunshine. It's mainly dry this week. We will see those clouds breaking up this evening, but overall more clouds than sunshine for much of the week, and there's a rain-snow chance as we head into Saturday. We'll talk more about that and whether it's a big deal coming up in just a few minutes, Holden.
All right, Scott, something to keep an eye on there. Missouri and Illinois are kicking off the new year by upping their minimum wages. Illinois now has the highest hourly rate in the Midwest at $14 even, and Missouri is close behind at $12.30. Both states are keeping up with and exceeding the inflation rate, which for 2024 is expected to sit at 2.4%. Some residents are saying that giving people a more livable wage can help reduce crime.
They come in, grab a bunch of stuff, and they go to communities that don't have a lot of transportation, and they upprice everything. So with people being able to provide for their families, they don't have to resort to, crime or resort to purchasing at establishments that up their prices on stuff.
Missouri and Illinois now have minimum wages well above the federal standard, which is only $7.25 an hour. 327 laws just took effect in Illinois this morning at the turn of the new year. Here's a few that you should know about stepping into 2024. There's a new gun ban that affects semi-automatic rifles and high-capacity magazines. You can no longer purchase these weapons in Illinois. Now gun owners have to register their weapons with the state. This can be done online. The deadline to do so is today. Anyone caught with an unregistered banned assault weapon could face misdemeanor charges, but a second offense will be a felony. There was also a step towards making Illinois drivers more hands-free on the road. Video chats while driving are now banned throughout the state. This includes using apps like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and WebEx. Drivers are also prohibited from access of any social media sites while on the road, but you can still use your phone in hands-free or voice-operated mode to receive or make voice calls without video. And people are no longer allowed to use e-cigarettes indoors in Illinois. This falls under the Smoke-Free Illinois Act, enacted in 2008. It's an effort to make Illinois public spaces cleaner and healthier. Smokers must be 15 feet away from a building entrance, exit window, or ventilation intake system if they want to smoke. Today, folks at the Greater Mount Carmel Missionary Baptist Church hosted a celebration of freedom. It's been a little more than a century and a half since Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation back in 1863. The church leaders say they hold this special service every year so people won't forget the progress made over the last 161 years towards justice and equality. It even featured a special guest speaker, Congressman Emanuel Cleaver of Missouri's 5th District. There's a long list of things to do for Congress, the funding they need to sort out and to prevent a possible government shutdown in the new year. And the U.S. engaging with forces in the Red Sea, what this means for the war in Gaza, coming up.